Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Inside the Dressing Room. Today we're going to talk about two burning issues in the football and cricket arena of our sports. So we have my colleague Mr. Dhaka with me, and we're going to talk about the BCB issue first. And we know that the 4-member team from the Anti-Corruption Commission today visited the BCB, and what was the update from there? And we know that they talked about and discussed about the third division league qualifier and the other irregularities. What is the update at this moment?
Well, Azman, this is the second visit of ACC to the BCB, and this time they were looking for, particularly for, as you mentioned, the third division qualifier issues and some financial irregularities and the constitution of BCB. These are the three issues they were looking into.
টানা সপ্তমবারের মতো বেস্ট টিস্যু পেপার ব্র্যান্ড হিসেবে স্বীকৃতি পেয়েছে বসুন্ধরা টিস্যু।
Firstly, let's talk about the third division issues. Once there was a time that 60 teams could have taken part in the third division qualifiers. For some reason, unexplained from BCB's part, and as far the ACC officials said that BCB certainly decreased that number multiple folded. Now only a handful of teams can take part in the competition. So that was something that was not transparent according to the Anti-Corruption Commission. That is something they wanted to investigate, and the spokesperson who spoke to the media after the search, they said that this was one of the areas that they want to look into and take further notice. The second issue was that the constitution of BCB. The ACC members, the ACC official who was the spokesperson, he told that he said to the media that some of the BCB hierarchy was not clear to them, and some of the job descriptions of some of the BCB officials were not defined properly or clearly stated, or not properly descriptive enough to understand what actually he or she does. So that was another issue as far as the ACC was concerned. And the thirdly was some financial reviews they want to do, and we know that previous visit from the ACC was about these financial irregularities, and we had a discussion on our show regarding that. But today it was these three issues mainly.
Exactly. If I add to that constitution issues, we can say that there are total 55 federations in Bangladesh at this moment, but out of them, for the 53 federations, there is a search committee at this moment.
Except for Bafupa and BCB.
Exactly. And for the BCB, as you have said, there is a change, and definitely the ACC is looking into it if there is any problems with the constitution, and the constitution should be changed or not. Moving on, we are talking now. Let's talk about the football issue.
Of course.
And today, in fact, tomorrow there is a big match for Bangladesh under-19 team as they are going to face India in the SAF under-19 championship final. And let's talk about it. Bangladesh has a great record in this tournament, though they managed a draw in the opening game against Maldives, but they bounced back really well against Bhutan, and in the semi-finals they beat Nepal. On the other hand, India
blew away their opposition.
Exactly, and
4-0, 8-0, this sort of score lines.
They had an emphatic win in the all three matches against Sri Lanka, against Nepal, and in the semi-finals they beat Maldives too. So, what is your opinion about that?
Well, let us talk about the match a bit later. Let's talk about this team. And especially I've been familiar, and I'm sure you are also been familiar with Ghulam Rabbani Choton's work for a long time. He's a veteran in the Bangladesh football scene, and the things he accomplished with the women's underage teams and the women's national team is unprecedented. We've seen unprecedented success under his guidance, and I only can hope that Ghulam Rabbani will do some wonders with the boys underage teams as well. And it is evident that he's doing some great work, because Bangladesh, the way you've mentioned, that they started the tournament with a draw, but then they turned around their fortunes and won the next couple of matches, including the semi-final. So Bangladesh now is on a good roll, in a good rhythm, and to face the hosts. Of course, the match will be in Arunachal Pradesh, Golden Jubilee Stadium,
right,
if I'm not mistaken. So always we have to remember that India is a very, very formidable side on their home soil. And India team now is on the back of like 2 or 3 big wins, convincing wins. Bangladesh had to struggle against Nepal. We saw that. We reported yesterday that it was not an easy win by any stretch of our imagination. They had to work really hard. In fact, Bangladesh captain Faisal, he came into the press conference and explained that his team was excited for tomorrow's final or Sunday's final, but they will be very cautious because the opponent is a familiar foe in India. But Azman, do you think Indian team has that what it takes to beat Bangladesh again?
Actually, as I have followed them, they are an excellent side in this tournament especially, and in the 3 matches they have played so far, they have not let the opponent stand against them at all. 8-0, 4-0 and 3-0. If you can see the score lines, you can actually understand how much dominant
15 goals in 3 matches.
Exactly,
right?
They were very much dominant. On the other side, if I talk about Bangladesh team, in the first match, they bottled a 2-goal lead. They went up 2-0 in the first half, but they conceded 2 goals. Against Bhutan, it was not an easy match at all. It was actually a do or die match for Bangladesh, but Bangladesh managed a 2-goal lead in the end and they won the match. Against Nepal, as you have said in the semi-finals, it was not an easy game at all. So Bangladesh team is not at their best form at this moment. In their, if I say about their playing condition at this moment and preparation. On the other hand, India are coming up with an excellent side, excellent performance, and their form is superb at this moment. So overall, this is going to be a tough match for Bangladesh. And India is definitely at this moment favorite on paper, but Bangladesh has that kind of, I think, preparation and overall that ability to beat India and win this tournament.
Another thing I would like to add, Azmain, that Ghulam Rabbani Chotan, he has seen India a lot of times. His teams in the women's under level teams, national teams, and whenever he played during his heydays, he is very familiar with India and how they play, how they play a final, how they approach a final. So I think as long as Ghulam Rabbani Chotan is at the dugouts, Bangladesh can have that extra bit of confidence. But as you've said, I'm 100% agreeing with you that it is going to be the toughest match Bangladesh can have at this tournament. And I would say if Bangladesh win, they need not only their 100%, but an extra effort to beat them.
Definitely. And if I talk about the players whom we should watch out for, Bangladesh captain Nazmul Faisal, who has already scored 2 goals in this tournament for Bangladesh. So Bangladesh should rely on him in this final also. So I think that's all from our show. And in this show, we have talked about the 2 burning issues about cricket and football of Bangladesh sports arena. Thanks for joining us, and we are inviting you for the next episode. Thank you.
Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe our YouTube channel. Get the latest update on www.daily-sun.com.